Hi everyone, it's Mr. Ross, and I'm sorry that my screen capture software isn't working, so I'm having to film this with my iPad, but we'll do the best we can. Today I'm going to go over how to do a workshop for structure. I'm sure when a lot of you have workshopped in the past, you've just kind of exchanged papers back and forth and given your thoughts on other people's essays. But what I find if it's any part during freshman year or if it's the beginning of sophomore year, the first thing before you do anything else is you need to make sure that your paper maintains coherence. Right? You need to make sure that your paper hangs together, and the way to do that is to do a workshop for structure. Plus, some of you like to play with highlighters, so you have that going for you as well. Whenever you do a workshop for structure, that's exactly what you're doing, is looking at the various parts of your paper and how they fit together. And so I'm going to go over to do that today. If this is your Grendel essay, which is what I'm originally recording this for, this is the last time we'll do this highlighting workshop together. So consider this your last time to really spend time and focus in with me to make sure your paper hangs together, to make sure it's coherent, to make sure that it's structured well. In order to do this, we're actually going to use one of Rich's essays from freshman year, right? Lord of the Flies. So if you're a freshman, right, you've written this paper. If you're an upperclassman, hopefully you remember reading Lord of the Flies. All right. And the first thing we do, right, whenever we look at a paper, is we just read it over. So I'm going to give you a second here to read Rich's introduction. And then the first thing we want to do after you've read the introduction is we want to find the thesis and we want to highlight it in green. So we see Rich's thesis is that Simon represents the goodness of mankind. And so we've highlighted it in green. Okay. Turns out that's a really hard to read green. Maybe we'll make that a little brighter here. There we go. All right, so that's a little better. Now, once we've highlighted the thesis in green, every thesis is going to have certain keywords, right? These are the words that are essential to the thesis. We want to pull those out. We want to highlight those in yellow. And so our keywords are going to be not that. You can tell I'm a little new to this. Our keywords are going to be Simon, and then probably goodness, right? Is going to be our other keyword here. Maybe mankind, maybe represents, but definitely those two. Once we've found those, we need to know that each topic sentence is going to have to relate to the thesis. The way you make a topic sentence relate to the thesis is that you repeat either keywords or synonyms of keywords, right? Whenever we're starting writing, maybe we're actually repeating keywords. Whenever we're more sophisticated writers, we're probably repeating synonyms and things like that. So if we go down and look at Rich's first paragraph here, I'll just give you a second to read it again. Okay, so we want to identify the topic sentence is the first thing we want to do. And because a topic sentence is like a thesis for a paragraph, right? Just like the thesis governs the paper, the topic sentence governs the paragraph. We want to come up, we want to grab our green, we want to highlight the topic sentence. Right, and there it is. And then we want to go and we want to highlight how the topic sentence shows or shares keywords with the thesis. So we can see it shares Simon. We can see it shares goodness. One of the things you find very quickly is that a great way to check and see if a topic sentence is strong, if it actually meshes with the thesis, is how many keywords it has. Here we have the topic sentence repeating both keywords of the thesis, so it's going to be strong. If you find yourself only having one or two keywords and your thesis has many keywords, then it's probably not a good topic sentence and you'll need to rewrite it. I can't tell you how many times I go through people's papers and I just show them the use of keywords, and it completely changes how their paper is shaped. Right? I know it sounds elementary, but you have to do it. Once we've done that, once we've found the topic sentence and we've found the keywords, we're going to go and we're going to grab our orange highlighter, which we don't have in here, so we're just going to call red orange for our purposes. And we're going to highlight the quotation. Right? In English, we often use quotations to make our points. Right? So here it is. Right? I've highlighted the quotation in orange. That's all I'm going to do with my orange highlighter is just highlight the quotation. The next thing I want to do, though, is I need to realize that I can never have a quotation if I don't introduce it. Every time, in fact, anytime I have evidence, whether it's a quotation as evidence or whether you're just like using a specific example and summarizing it in your own words, you must introduce it. And we always introduce with speaker in context. And so I look and I see where did Rich give the speaker in the context. And so I come up and I grab my blue highlighter and I see here, let's see.